Namaste viewers, welcome to Gnana Degula channel. Today we'll try to understand the meaning of consciousness. Interestingly, there was a question by one of our viewers that you have been using this word consciousness, conscious and things like that. What exactly is the meaning of consciousness? From where does it come? What is the root and all those things? Let us try to understand this a little more in detail. This consciousness is an English word. Rather, it is borrowed from other languages like French and other things. Now, let us try to understand its meaning. How does it relate to Chaitanya or Chetana in Sanskrit? Very roughly, it is not Chetana or Chaitanya is not same as consciousness, but very roughly they are comparable. So now let's go a little more detail into this meaning. But before that, I request you to please like, share, and then subscribe to my channel. This word consciousness is from Latin. The word Latin conscientia from con means together or with, scire to know. This is conscientia. To know together is conscientia. Knowing with or sharing knowledge or shared knowledge, is conscientia. This is a Latin word. Over a period of time, the meanings have changed. Very early meanings in Latin and English were in ancient Latin, Cicero, Seneca, all those things, Conscientia referred to joint knowledge. Like two people being aware of the same subject, same thing, or a person's inner moral awareness of their whatever their actions, whatever they do, what we call now as conscience. So this is how it was there. Conscientia mea, my inner knowing. Mea means my inner knowing, my awareness of what I have done. So originally it meant kind of moral self-awareness. The inner voice that knows, that differentiates between right and wrong, and then it knows what is the right thing, what is not the right thing, and then that discernment is there. Now, over a period of time during the middle centuries, like 14th, 16th centuries, conscience was used first from this old French conscience, meaning moral sense. Later, conscious and then consciousness appeared. The word conscious, from Latin conscious, first meant knowing together with someone else. Then later knowing within oneself. Knowing together, shared knowledge, then knowing to himself, that is, knowing within oneself. So it's an abstract noun, consciousness, abstract noun, appeared around 1600 Common Era, meaning the state of being aware. This is how it was being understood. In the modern philosophy, 16th, 17th centuries, lot of thinkers like John Locke gave consciousness its modern psychological meaning. He defined it as perception of what passes in a man's own mind. It is here, consciousness, what passes, what happens in the man's internal thing, that is the perception, that is called as consciousness. So, the awareness of one's own thoughts, what he is thinking, what he is feeling, what he is experiencing, what are all the things that happen in the mind, that is called as awareness. From there on, a lot of other philosophers like Descartes, Kant, William James, they all expanded it to mean some kind of experience, subjective experience. So it is like what it feels like to be aware. This is a subjective experience. Now, later on, this consciousness, how it relates or how it roughly translates to Sanskrit terms, like Chaitanya, Chetana, and all those things. It's not the equivalent of consciousness, Chetana or Chaitanya, but they roughly correspond to that. Chaitanya means pure consciousness, sentience, you can call it as. So this is derived from Chit, that is awareness, that is the universal consciousness. Chetana is Chaitanya is pure, Chetana is living awareness. Chetana is its living entity, the principle of life. You can call it as the animating consciousness in beings. This is Chaitanya. So there are other words also, like Samvid. Samvid, that means knowing, cognition, trying to understand it through all our senses, awareness. This is Samvid is used in philosophical and Upanishadic texts. There is one more word known as prajna. Prajna means some kind of prajna, that means deep intuitive awareness. This prajna is used in Mandukya Upanishad for while describing Turiya state. So in ancient Indian thought, consciousness wasn't just mental, not mental awareness. It was the, you can call it as the essence of reality, very essence of reality. That is Satchitananda, being, consciousness, bliss. Somehow we can try to understand it in English like this. Satchitananda is being, consciousness, bliss. So, to summarize, over a period of time, this consciousness, it developed its own meaning. Ancient Latin, it was conscientia, shared knowledge, moral awareness. Medieval Europe, conscience, moral sense, awareness of right and wrong. 17th century, it was called as awareness of one's thought and self. In the modern science and philosophy, the state of subjective experience. Of course, if you compare it with the ancient Sanskrit, it is Chaitanya, it is Indian origin, the ultimate reality, pure awareness. This is how it is described. Interestingly, both roots, Latin consciire and Sanskrit samvid, mean to know together. So even linguistically, consciousness and samvid, that is Chaitanya, point to a knowing presence. That is something that unites knower and known. Somehow like this, you can connect it. Just with this explanation on consciousness, we conclude this episode. I hope I have addressed the question raised by one of our this thing. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, viewers, for your valuable time in listening to this. Thank you.